Our campaign is to change the change in menopause. We want to make care and health better for women affected by menopause. There are 3 things that we're asking you to do to support our Change the Change for Menopause campaign. The first is to get together, the second is to get the facts about menopause, and the third is to help us put menopause on the agenda.
So, menopause, here are the basics. Every woman will go through menopause. It usually happens somewhere between the ages of 45 and 55. Right now, about 13 million women in the UK have either gone through menopause or are in the process of going through it. That's about 1 in 3 of the female population of the United Kingdom. Although menopause is something that happens to every woman, individual women's experiences of the menopause can be very different indeed. Taken together, surveys tell us that about 1 in 4 women sail through menopause with no problems at all. Then there's the half of women who tell us that for them, menopause is a broadly neutral experience. It's got positives and negatives. At the end of it, they say they've pretty much coped and they've come through it feeling older, maybe not so good, and also wiser, surely a good thing. Finally, for about 1 in 4 women, their experience of menopause is not a good one. For them, the severe symptoms that they associate as a result of the hormonal changes, which can include severe hot flushes, night sweats, palpitations, mood disturbances, memory problems, nausea and more, can leave them exhausted, frazzled and doubting their ability to cope. Not surprising then that 1 in 10 women report that they've seriously considered having to give up work as a result of their problematic menopause symptoms.
By the way, if you are one of those 1 in 4 women, and I am, it's pretty tough to be told by other women or by a medical professional that you've gone to for help that menopause is something natural, that we all go through it, and the best thing would be to just put up with it and wait for it all to go away. I find myself suddenly in menopause at 42 as a result of surgery. That means I'm technically in early menopause. Early menopause doubles my risk of osteoporosis and of cardiovascular disease.
One of the things I've realised is that there are still a lot of taboos about menopause. We don't talk about it nearly enough in the NHS. We don't talk about it as women, as practitioners and managers, as employers and colleagues of a predominantly female workforce, or as commissioners of care for women. And we need to. There are, by our reckoning, only a handful of specialist NHS menopause clinics in the UK. It works out at about 1 clinic for every 1/3 of a million women. That tells us something straight away. Most women aren't getting help with menopause symptoms from a specialist. Women are seeking help in primary care, and it should be possible to meet most of their needs there. But many primary care practitioners say that they don't feel confident dealing with menopausal-related health issues, and that's not surprising. Unfortunately, if you got your information about menopause in the last 10 years, there's a pretty good chance that everything you think you know about HRT is wrong. There's growing recognition of the impact of menopause on women's health in the immediate and the longer term. The NICE guidelines due out later this year will help that to spread. Surely it's time we started to break the taboos and start to talk to each other about how to change things for the better.
Going back to those 3 actions that we're asking you to take to support our Menopause Change the Change campaign. The first action is to get together. We've got an online community of people who want to work together to improve menopause care. The platform's been established with support from NHS IQ, and there's a button to join here on the Change Day website and also on the Menopause UK website. The second thing that we're asking you to do to support our Change the Change campaign is to get the facts about menopause. Right now, and this week, the Cochrane Centre have released new information about the menopause. It's on their brilliant Evidently Cochrane online resource, and it's as up to date as it gets. It's going to do a fantastic job of clearing up some of the lingering uncertainties around HRT and prescribing. So the action we're asking you to take is to go and get the facts about menopause using the link here on this page. For our third action, As part of your team meeting, your directorate meeting, or your board meeting, please will you create the opportunity to put menopause on the agenda? If you're looking for a way to get that conversation started, go to menopauseuk.org. We've got an infographic on there which clearly sets out the health impact of menopause and the effects that it has on women, and that's a great starter for beginning to think about the appropriateness of menopause services in your area.